Hey guys, it's Nick here with Nick's Topics, and we are back with another topic video. What if topic video, I should say. Um, and today we are going to do another character crossover into The Walking Dead. Just like Jason Voorhees, and that character is, what if John Cena was in The Walking Dead? Now, recently, about like a few weeks ago to like a month ago or something like that, I posted a what if Jason Voorhees was in The Walking Dead, and strangely, it has not gotten like little to any views. Now that could be because no one's really checked it out, and that I can understand. But I was starting to think that maybe people weren't taking too much interest to that. Maybe they just didn't understand why I would make a topic like that. And I mean, like, all my other Walking Dead videos and such, like my topic videos, have been getting a lot of love. So I just didn't really understand it. I was thinking that maybe it just, because nobody checked it out. That much I can understand. But if you guys could please check out that video, I do make it possible for Jason Voorhees to be in The Walking Dead because it's a very cool idea. So please check out that video. It would really, I would really appreciate it. But on to the task at hand. Similar to my what if Jason Voorhees was in The Walking Dead, I'm going to make it possible for John Cena to be able to be in The Walking Dead. More so because he is a actual real life human being. Like, actually real life. So him being thrown into a show, that would basically turn the tables a lot depending on how he survived the zombie apocalypse. Now, I'm not going to pair him with any groups. Similar to what I did with Jason Voorhees, I am going to see who he would be able to be paired up against and who would actually stand a chance against him. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, first off, the first person that I think would stand a pretty fair chance against him would be Rick Grimes. One, because he was in the police force, and two, because he's a good fighter. We saw him square up with the governor, the Claimers, Negan. We saw him square up with a lot of people. So he would definitely stand a fair chance. If not, possibly kill him. Because, you know, Rick Grimes would be in that kind of motive. Next up, we'd have Daryl. And we saw in the original how Daryl stood up to the likes of Beta and like a bunch of other people. So him, definitely, he might have a chance of beating or killing. Jesus would be next. Pretty much being a skilled fighter, and even taking on the likes of Morgan, and showing acrobatic skills with like a blade and such, he would definitely be an extremely good foe for John Cena. Now, next up, I think that Morgan should be included into the mix. Now, you guys might be thinking, God, Nick, Morgan is not a fighter whatsoever, fist to fist. Yes, that is true. But he is a skilled person with a stick or a staff or whatever you want to call it. So I definitely think that with the stick, he would definitely pose a good chance of whooping John Cena's sorry butt. Next up would be the governor. Now, the governor wasn't exactly like too strong, but he was definitely able to put up somewhat of a decent fight. So he might not be able to fully beat John Cena, but he would come pretty close. Now, next up, Abraham. Because, as everyone who's watched The Walking Dead knows, he was a military veteran. So he definitely had experience as a skilled fighter. So he would probably most likely beat John Cena in a fist-to-fist fight. Now, I don't know if the same can be said for Rosita, but she was also a skilled fighter, so she would definitely give John Cena a run for his money. Now, I know that I said that this is like a what if he was in the series thing, but I'll get to like what if he was in a group with Rick at the end. With these crossovers, I basically like to include like how he would fare against other people, like hand-to-hand combat. And that just not only goes for him, but other people too, just in case you guys were wondering. Another person that would square almost equally against John Cena would be Shane, because he was a pretty good fighter himself, even though not really having any military experience per se, but he was an officer, and his anger definitely did give him leeway in combat. So he would definitely do a good job against John Cena himself. Maybe not exactly killing him, but Shane did have that mentality, so it could happen. Now then, we get this big man next, Negan. Now, him having the bat would most likely give him victory over John Cena. Maybe. But then again, John Cena's tough. He could most likely break the bat if he so chose to. But fist to fist, it would be a pretty even fight, all things considered. Then we have Beta, the big man from the Whisperer clan himself. Now, I think that this would be no contest. We saw how easily he pretty much demolished Daryl, and he could have very well killed him, even though Daryl did somewhat put up a good fight. But even put up against John Cena, he would most likely kill him, having like his blades even and such, with no questions asked, unless John Cena had another way to defend himself. And that's about it for the matchups. But that is not all this what if pertains. No sorry, Bob! If that was our what if, I would have already said clock out and be done by now. We ain't done yet. No way, sir. We are going to talk about what would John Cena be able to do against the zombies from The Walking Dead, and what kind of group would he be interested in joining if he were in that time period? Well, let's get into it. Now, against zombies, fist to fist, he would be able to knock out zombies without any guns whatsoever. But him fighting fist to fist would also leave him open for zombie bites, which in the end would prove a problem. Now, in real life, I've seen facts that he does carry a pistol. So, along with fists and a gun or some other form of defense, he would be able to take out zombies relatively easy, and that wouldn't really be a problem. Now, as for groups that he would join, I don't see him joining with any bad group like the Governor, Claimers, or anything like that. Definitely not the cannibals from Terminus, no frickin' way. John Cena is a good person, as far as I know. He's a professional wrestler, actor, and just an overall good guy. So, in like a time period like that, even if he was in a show or something like that, he would still remain pretty much a good guy as far as I'm concerned, unless something led him to be evil, which I doubt. So the only group that I see him joining is Rick's group. Now, having John Cena along with Rick's group, that would lead them to very good things, especially in the beginning. If he was around with them at the beginning, he would be probably the most valuable asset aside from, like, Shane. Maybe. He would see through Shane's crap, probably even do the killing job for Rick, and that may or may not get him on bad terms with Lori, but he would definitely step up. He would probably give the Governor, Negan, the Whisperers, Claimers, Cannibals, all a run for their money, possibly even living towards the end of the series, making Rick and pretty much half the cast of characters living on, and pretty much everything would pretty much be dandy for them. Rick's group would hardly have any problems. Doesn't mean that they wouldn't do anything. It's just that John Cena would take care of the probably most of the dangerous work because he was that strong. If he was somehow an enemy, that would not look good for Rick and his group if they didn't have weapons, of course, because if they had weapons, it would be like 10 billion to 1 stacked odds. But anyways, that pretty much wraps it up for this what if. Now, what do you guys think? Did you like how I interpret this? What do you think would have happened if John Cena was in The Walking Dead? Leave a comment down below, and I'm always interested to see what you guys have to say about my what ifs, or topics in general. It's not always what ifs. Well, at least it's not always gonna be what ifs. Like and sub if you enjoyed my videos or video today. I hope you guys enjoyed at least this crossover, and please check out my Jason Voorhees crossover, because it's really good. Anyway, see you guys next week for a topic, and tomorrow on my What If Fight channel. Alright, links in the description, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.